Hi everyone, it's Holly and I'm here with my October book haul. And yeah, let's just get started. So first, I'll mention the two books that came in my Owl Crate this month, because Owl Crate came with 2 books in the month of October. And this should be up or coming up soon, the video. So I Hope You Get This Message by Farinaz Rishi and Crier's War by Nina Varela. I don't know. This is like a end of the world thing, and this one is a fantasy. It seems like romance might play pretty heavily into this one, which I am here for. I think this cover is gorgeous. This is a nice cover, but this one is just gorgeous and shiny and I love it. And I'm not disappointed with either of those. And then, I don't know. You don't know. I picked up Murphy. So I got 2 books from Thrift Books this month, and I actually had a free book. Like, I had qualified my rewards for a free book, so one of these was free, which is awesome. And I think I did pay for shipping because I couldn't find anything else that I really wanted. So I got The Ones Who Got Away by Ronnie Lauren, which is the first book in the series. And can I just say, I almost complained to Thrift Books, but I'm like, it's so cheap, I really shouldn't complain. This said it was in very good condition, and I would beg to disagree, but that's fine. I might end up getting a brand new copy of this at some point. I don't know, we'll see. Mostly because I think this might have been a library copy, so it has like the tape on it, and it's like peeling up, and that drives me crazy when you're reading it. But it's fine. And then I got the second book also from Thrift Books, which is The One You Can't Forget. And I read this one as an ebook from the library, and I read this one as an ARC. And I own the third one, and I requested the 4th one as an ARC, and I don't know if I'll get it, but I'll buy it. That comes out at the end of the year, like right at the end of the year. It comes out on like the 31st. This is a great series. It's contemporary romance. It's pretty hard to read. It follows a group of 4 women who their senior year of college or high school, at their senior prom, 2 of their classmates ended up coming to prom and shooting a bunch of their classmates. And this story takes place like 12 or 13 years later, and they kind of come back together and are still dealing with all of the issues surrounding that. So it is a very hard read, but if you can handle the content, I think that these are some amazing, amazing stories. They're beautiful romances, but they're also just beautiful stories. And I'm like obsessed with every book in this series. I cannot wait to read the 4th one. I like love them all more and more every time I read one. So then I picked up at Walmart because I saw it and I was like, I need it anyways, is How the Dukes Stole Christmas. And this is a 4-author like bind up. It has Tessa Dare, Sarah McLean, Sophie Jordan, and Joanna Shoup. And Joanna Shoup is the only one who I've not read a story from before. Tessa Dare and Sarah McLean are like auto by authors for me. And Sophie Jordan, I've read some of her stuff and I enjoyed it. So it's like 4 novellas, historical romance. I believe they are intertwined by 4 romance authors. And I think I'm going to try to read this before Christmas, but maybe like in December. But it's October, which is when like all the Christmas romances come out. What are you doing, Murphy? Where are you? And I kind of like spontaneously, I'm not going to do it because I have so many books to read, but maybe for next year is like, I kind of just want to read like all of the holiday wintry war romances and then do like a series of videos on them. And there's more Hanukkah romances coming out, so that's nice. Even though I know Hanukkah is not that important of a holiday, I still think it's nice to have like the representation and stuff. So then I got another historical romance, and that was The Duchess in His Bed by Lorraine Heath. And this is the most recent book in her A Sins for All Seasons novel, or Sins for All Seasons series. And I've read the first book in the series. I really enjoyed it, and I do want to read the other ones, so I picked this up so I could do that. And then I picked up Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. So I've been wanting to read Sanderson for a few years now, and I've been getting kind of more into fantasy lately because I've been watching more fantasy booktubers, and I'm always really apprehensive about starting Sanderson because there's so much hype around his books that it like is so intimidating. And I was gonna start with, I think it's The Final Empire, the first Mistborn book, because the first book is not called Mistborn, but like a lot of times it's just called Mistborn. I don't know. So, but that's a series, right? And so I was watching videos, like a ton of videos. I was watching like Murphy Napier and Elliot Brooks and Daniel Green and everything, and I was like, I don't know. And tons of stuff was like, where do you start with Sanderson? And so I figured, I ended up deciding that I would start with Warbreaker, and I really didn't want a mass market paperback, although this ended up not being nearly as big as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's pretty thin pages, but I thought it was going to be harder to read. I think this will be fine though. Like, I read Outlander in a mass market paperback. I highly do not recommend. And at this time, this is a standalone, and my understanding is it's a complete standalone. He is talking about writing more in this world series, but you're not going to be missing anything by just reading this. So I thought that that would be a good thing to start with, and I think the magic system in this is interesting, and I do think that this is in his Cosmere universe, and this is often one of the books that people talk about starting with, so I'm starting here at some point. I do plan on trying to read this at sometime this year. We'll see. What are you doing? And then I picked up Brave by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I am actually reading this right now. This is the third book in her Wicked trilogy. I was planning on finishing this trilogy this month. I've been kind of, if I own completed series, I've been trying to complete a series like a series every month, just to like get stuff accomplished. And I had been putting off reading this series for a long time. I already owned the first two books, so I bought the third one. This series is set in New Orleans, and it's new adult paranormal fantasy, I guess. There's fae in it, and so your main character Ivy, she works for this group of people that like fight fae, and yeah, so the story just follows her and everything. I might do a series review. I'm enjoying the series, and I am most definitely loving this last book. Something happened at the end of the previous book that's really like affecting the characters and Ivy in this book, and I'm loving how that's being explored. So maybe I'll do a series review. I don't know. And then I had pre-ordered, and it came out in October, The Burning Shadow by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the second book in her origin series. The first one is The Darkest Star. This is a spin-off of the Lux books. So like Obsidian is the first book in that series. So I'm not going to talk about what this is about because it kind of spoils stuff from that series. But I'm very excited for this. I know a bunch of people got arcs of this and were raving about it. Murphy, no, don't mess with the lighting. And this came out like a week or two ago, and I'm in a Jennifer L. Armentrout group on Facebook, and people are like freaking out. I'm really excited. The main character in here, her name is Evie, different than Ivy. Her name is Evelyn. I really enjoyed her. So I'm excited to read that. And then I spontaneously picked this book up because Heather from Bookables was talking about it. I think she gave it 5 stars. And that's Well Met by Jen DeLuca. And this is, I think it's just contemporary romance. Yep. Thank you, Penguin, for putting a genre on your book so I know. And yeah, so it's supposed to be like a romantic comedy, and these two, this guy and girl, like don't get along, and then they're like at a Renaissance fair and he's like nicer to her there or something, and I thought that sounded really fun. It just sounds really cute and fun, and I think that Heather and I have pretty similar tastes in books. I tend to like books she likes, so I thought that this would be a fun one to give a try. And I'm trying to read more contemporary romance. It's not like my go-to genre, so you know. But those are the books that I bought in October. October is not over, but hopefully I won't buy any more. Yeah, but I'm very happy with it, and I will see you next month. Bye!